What's going on, everybody? Week one, NFL. Let's go. It's your boy, Tyrone Brown, First and Goal Sports. I've been waiting for this moment for quite some time. I cannot wait till the season gets started. I am excited. And it started last night with Kansas City and Baltimore. And this is what I have to say about that. As far as that game goes, Lamar Jackson has to be better in the clutch. Uh, There's nothing else I can say. It's the first game of the season. You have a chance to really make a statement, and he didn't do it. He missed two open guys at the end of the game. If he just sets his feet and calms down, he makes the throw. Also, another thing, the pass protection at the end of that game. I don't know if you all noticed before I jump into the Eagles. I wanted to talk about last night's game. I don't know if y'all noticed, but on the last two plays of that Baltimore Ravens Kansas City game, why in the hell would you have your smallest running back, Hill, blocking the Chiefs' best defender? That don't make sense to me. How is Lamar supposed to have any time? With that being said, the guy, Hill, he did a pretty good job, the running back for Baltimore. He did a pretty good job giving Lamar time. But Lamar has to make those MVP throws. He has to. There's no way that you are a two-time MVP and you miss those throws. Two-time MVP. So what are they basing the MVP stats off? Or is it just because you can rush the ball, or because you blew up the stats? Because what is the MVP of a team, right? The most valuable player, right? Lamar is clearly, after watching last night, the most valuable player on the Baltimore Ravens. He couldn't even get Derrick Henry involved. He didn't get Mark Andrews involved. Now the guy likely he showed up, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to spread the ball around. He just looked like he was erratic. He looked like he was uncomfortable, and he made a lot of plays out of the pocket, which he should do. He said he lost weight. He wanted the explosiveness back. The explosiveness back. The one thing I did notice though is that he was a little more aggressive than he was in the championship game when he was at home. At home, I thought he was trying to prove that he can be, Patrick Mahomes. That's not your game, Lamar. That's never been your game. What he should have did was what he did last night, which was be aggressive. When you had open lanes, take them, because just your feet matter just as much as your arm. So with that being said, I watched Lamar. I'm watching him at the end of the game. Two plays he had it. One play he almost got his tight end hurt because he floats the ball. I don't know why he didn't throw it on the line where his tight end could try to make a better catch. And then Zay Flowers, he just missed him in the back of the end zone completely. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? An MVP quarterback makes that play. MVP quarter. Now I know it's week one. So everybody's gonna say, oh, it's only week one. It is week one. But you have to make that play if you're going to beat the Chiefs. If you're going to beat the Chiefs. That's just how it has to go. It is what it is. There's no other way around it. You have to make that play. Now, with that said, the Chiefs won because the ball threw. I mean, Lamar threw a nice pass to the ball likely at the end of the play. I mean, at the end of the game. But likely foot was on it. Likely foot was on the line. It was a great play, but at the end of the day, you didn't need that miraculous play if you make the easy play. And that's what great quarterbacks do. They make the easy play. So while I do think Lamar is a Hall of Fame quarterback, he has to be better in clutch moments. That's all I'm trying to say. So we'll see moving forward down the line. We'll see. If you guys want to drop some comments, let me know if y'all want to talk about anything. Other than that, I'm gonna jump right into this thing as I already have. Um, this is episode one, First and Goal Sports. Again, my name is Tyrone Brown. If you're just jumping in, appreciate everybody here. Hoping y'all like what y'all see and y'all come back for more. And if y'all want me to add stuff, hey, let me know. I like doing this. I love talking sports. I could do this all day with my eyes closed, literally with my eyes closed. So, what the first thing I wanted to talk about was tonight's game. All right, let's jump on that. I am going to. Hey, what's going on, Red? What's going on, my guy? Yo, if anybody know, Lil Reds has been here since day one, man. Through everything. Appreciate you jumping in, Reds. Appreciate you staying subscribed, man. Appreciate you. He said, "What's up, homie? I'm late. Had to do something. No worries, man. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for jumping in the comments. Let me know what you want to talk about. But let's go back to last season before we jump into this game right here tonight. The Eagles and Packers in Brazil, which is historic all by itself. First time two NFL teams played in South America. 10-hour flight. The players seem like they're in a good mood. I know we family Reds, it's all good. The players seem like they had they were real apprehensive at first, but now they seem like they're in a good mood. I was watching them on X today, and they were moving around, they were dancing, they were having a good time. So hopefully the Eagles are loose tonight and they're able to get the job done. Now let's go back to last year real quick before we jump into what's going on this year. Last year was a freaking disaster. You and I, everybody know it. It was a damn disaster. There's no way around it. We're not gonna sit here and sugarcoat shit on here. It was a disaster. And what I mean by disaster, Nick Sirianni had to take accountability. While I do think Nick Sirianni is a good coach, he's not a play caller. And I think with him and Brian Johnson running the offense led to disaster. As y'all saw down the stretch, There was no adjustments on either side of the ball, right? There were no adjustments on either side. And you know why that is? That's because when that's because when the NFL season gets further along, these coaches are studying, right? Everybody's studying your tendencies. Everybody's studying, basic tendencies, what you doing, like what you do and don't like, pretty much. The Eagles never changed tendencies. They were winning on talent alone. They never changed tendencies, and that is what the demise was. That's why I'm happy they got rid of the coordinators and made Nick Sirianni more of an overseer, CEO type coach, where he's able to help out, actually be more direct with the players, and just help out a lot more. I think that is what Sirianni needs to be. I think he's a leader, but I just don't think that he is an offensive minded coach to the point where he should be calling plays in the NFL. I'm sorry. You all witnessed it. How do you fall off from a Super Bowl year to a down year like that? Simple. Coaching. People want to know why Green Bay is yeah, the Green Bay years, right? Why they were good. Coaching staff, players. Players are a big part, but without great coaching, you got problems. The Patriots, hey, Tom Brady and all that, right? But look, if you look at the whole thing, it's the coaching staff. The coaching staff changes everything. Jay Silent Bob comes and said the Packers will win. Hey, Jay, look, man, don't come on here with that foolishness, man. You already know the Packers going down. I'm gonna jump in to tell you why in a minute. Hold tight. So what's happening is when you can't make the adjustments, your team falls apart. And that's what happened last year. Y'all saw it. I'm not telling y'all nothing y'all don't know. If you don't have good coaching like the Patriots had, hell, Kansas City. Why do you think Kansas City was able to start like that? Had the most drops by any team in the league and still pulled it together and win. Why? Was it the players? Yeah, they played a big part. Coaching, scheme, doing what makes your team win, changing things around so your team can be successful. That's what happened. And the Eagles could not make that adjustment last year because they had two, basically three vanilla guys running the offense and the defense. The reason I say three because you got to count Sirianni trying to help out with the offense too, and never panned out. And this is what happened: the team fell apart. The team just fell apart. The players start trying to do plays on their own, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's professional. Once we start trying to play street ball on a professional level, on football, the greatest team sport ever, it's done. And that's what happened. This is why everybody checked out. This is why you can lose to the Cardinals and lose the last 6 games of the season. That's why. That's why. So hopefully what you're looking for is the team to be rejuvenated. And they seem like they are. They seem like they are rejuvenated and they seem like they're ready to go. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. I think they look rejuvenated. They look calm. They brought back CJ, which was a big deal because you need guys like that to get you over the hump, man. You need guys like that. The back end was terrible last year. It was terrible. They start falling apart, especially when Slay went down. When Slay went down, they didn't have no answers for nobody. And it all fell apart. It was all falling apart anyway. The pass rush, because everybody knew how the Eagles was rushing the passer. The offense, because everybody knew what we were doing. There was no movement. It was stale. I'm talking about no movement at all. How do you have an offense with this kind of talent? And I'm just go by last year. Let's not start this year yet. Last year, Swift, right? Swift was a good bet. Swift, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith. I know we got hurt a couple games, but Dallas Goddard still the best offensive line in football. They didn't run the ball, no creativity. The passion was all telegraphed. They put up on ESPN a couple months ago. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I'm gonna bring it down to you. They pulled up Keenan Allen's route tree and Kellen Moore's offense to Devontae Smith's route tree. and Nick Sirianni's offense, or Brian Johnson, whatever you want to call it, Brian Johnson, whoever's offense, it was trash offense. The amount of routes Keenan Allen was doing to compare to our guy. The reason I bring up Devontae Smith because he is our route runner. I think y'all can agree with that. He's the route runner on the team, right? He's the route runner. AJ is just a great beast. He's our modern TO. AJ can do it all, but Devontae is a what you call it, so a slash A what you got a slash, you got an A1 and an A2. He's an A2 wide receiver. So he could be a lead wide receiver on any team. But the fact of the matter is he is a great wide receiver, Devontae Smith. He can run any route. They brought up the route tree compared to what he's going to be probably doing now than last year. It wasn't even close. Keenan Allen ran about 20 different routes in one game. Out the backfield, out the slot, out the tight end spot, you name it. He was all over the field, running all types of routes. Devontae Smith lined up on one side, Brandon Slant. Lined up on the other side, ran out. It was no creativity. And then that's why the shit fell down like it did. If you cannot be creative in the NFL, you're going to lose. Look at the Chiefs offense last night, right? Think about it. The Chiefs offense last night with Isaiah Worthy, the rookie, Rice. These guys aren't star wide receivers, are they? They got a good line. Cinco, the running back, he's okay, right? He's pretty good, right? Patrick Mahomes, we all know is great. But what makes them tick? What makes them go? Creativity. If you don't have no creativity, it's over. Spags on defense for Kansas City. Blitz packaging, zone dogs, zone blitzes. Mixing it up. You never know what's coming. If you watch Kansas City defense last night, you was like, and it's like, wow, that's nice to look at. Wow. The way they move around, the way they disguise coverages. That was nice to look at. The Eagles didn't have that last year on either side of the ball. They disguised shit. And this is why it fell apart like it did. So, you fall apart, you crash and burn. Sirianni has to face the music. He goes to Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman. They give him the ultimatum. Look, you got to step down from play calling. You could be the head coach, but you stay out of the offense. You go get a veteran offensive coordinator and go get a damn veteran defensive coordinator. That's what he had to do to keep his job because they were going to fire him if he talking about he had an idea and he could fix it himself. No, you couldn't. That's not your game, Sirianni. I know you were a wide receiver, ex-wide receiver coach and all that, but calling plays right now is not your thing. Maybe it will be further down the line, but you have a lot to learn. And we saw it last year. We saw it. All of us. I'm not telling y'all nothing y'all don't know. Y'all here because y'all know sports. Y'all watching me and talking to me because y'all know sports. And I'm trying to make sure when I'm talking back to y'all that I know what the hell I'm talking about because I know y'all fact check the hell out of me. So I want to make sure I'm right what I'm talking about. So that way when I go live or when I drop videos, it ain't BS. You're like, okay, Ty about to come on, he know what he's talking about. That's what you want. You want people to understand that, hey, this boy know what he's talking about. And that's what I'm trying to make sure that when I get on here and talk my talk, that I know what I'm talking about on every level for the most part. There may be some things I missed. If it is, hey, drop them comments. Hit me up on the videos. I will always respond. If I see a comment later on, I will get back to you. That's a promise. I will get back. But you moved on now. You move on to you move on to Kellen Moore offense and Vic Fangio's defense. Now, I don't really have to spend much time with Kellen Moore's offense because when he had pieces, Dak Prescott, which is I hate to mention the Cowboys, Dak Prescott had his best year under Kellen Moore. And that's when they had everything. They had the whole nine. They had Zeke coming out the backfield, Pollard. I think I think that was CD, I think first year or second year. They had Cooper. They had a squad. And he moved everybody around and they did damage to the point where they had the number one offense that year. He went to San Diego, but then Keenan Allen gets, they get hurt over there. I don't care what nobody say. Justin Herbert is basically all hype to me at this point, but that's just me. Because last year, you watched last year in San Diego, guys are getting hurt, guys are going down, and Herbert wasn't making the right reads either. See, you can get these big names, right? And you can look good and all that, but the way you measure a quarterback is what are you doing when it counts? What are you doing when it's crunch time? Where Herbert at when it was crunch time? You know how many games they were in, and Herbert threw a bad pass because of blitz pickup and stuff like that. That's on Herbert because they ran the tape back. And like I said, I watch a lot of ESPN. I watch Speak. I watch all that stuff. So that way, when I get on here, I'm not telling y'all nothing that y'all probably ain't watch either. Y'all probably seen what I'm talking about. But these guys were open, but he panicked. That's not a sign of a good quarterback. Does he have all the talent? 6'6", big arm, all that BS. Yes, of course. Yes. He's the prototype size and arm and everything. But what's between here? What is between here? If this ain't working, the physical is a wrap. They tell you all the time the NFL is what? 80% mental, 20% physical. They tell you all the time. The greatest people are mentally prepared. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, name a few. Hey, Warren Moons, the Dan Marinos of the world. Guys have won. I could mention those two. I mention those guys too. When you are mentally prepared, you can knock everything out. But nothing about me preparing. Let's get to what I was talking about. Kellen Moore's offense is going to make sure the Eagles get the best out of Jalen Hurts. Now we're going to find out with Kelsey down, what is Jalen Hurts really made of? Because he has to read the defenses now. He has to make the calls at the line. Kelsey did a lot of that. Jalen Hurts said he's looking forward to it. So we'll see moving forward, what is he going to do? What is Jalen Hurts going to do tonight? It starts tonight. They hit their offense all preseason, which is fine. I'm okay with it. They kept everybody healthy. Saquon, Barkley, AJ, all them guys, they all healthy. You got Makai Becton, and then you got the boy Jurgens at center now. I think he's going to be fine because Kelsey handpicked him, and I think he's been with Kelsey for the past 2 years, getting ready for the spot. Will he be Kelsey? No, I don't need him to be Kelsey. I need him to be Cam Jurgens. I need him to be solid and get the job done. That's all I need him to do. That's all I need. I'm not looking for him to replace a first ballot Hall of Famer. That would be nice if he comes in and he becomes a first ballot Hall of Famer. Then we talking. So we'll see. We'll see. These guys in the chats, Reds and Jay Silent Bob, betting on his daggone Packers and $100 and everything is in here. Crazy. But when you take Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni has to stay out of the offense, I believe the offense will be just fine. I actually really do not have no concerns. There's been a lot of criticism on Jalen Hurts, rightfully so, but I think he was banged up last year. I think the offense being predictable with him throwing all these interceptions was part of it. Him trying to make plays when he shouldn't have been. That's what happens when you press him. That's what happens when you're trying to make something out of nothing. Y'all know this, and I know this. Do I make an excuse for Jalen Hurts? No. He had a bad year at the end of the year. We'll see what he does. Can he get back to that MVP form the year before? I think he can. We've seen him do it. We've seen him go toe to toe with Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl and lose on some BS. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to it, though. I think Jalen Hurts is a dog. I think he's very underestimated. And I think he's very disrespected around the league because he doesn't fit the prototype quarterback, which is the Joe Burrows of the world, the Josh Allens of the world. Um, don't get me started with some of these other quarterbacks. And I'm going to talk about the other teams too, real quick. I'm going to talk about all the games that's coming up too before I get off of here because I got some things to say about some of this shit for real. But I think Jalen Hurts will be fine. I think the offense will be fine. I think they're gonna get busy. Oh, here we go. We got a Red said he think the Eagles gonna start fast. We got another Green Bay guy in here. Ken James, welcome to the show, man. First and Goal Sports. I see you laughing. in here talking your talk. We gonna see. We gonna see. Hey, Riz, do me a favor, man. Take care of these guys while I talk to the people real quick. I'm gonna get on them though. I'm gonna definitely come after these guys. Just give me a second, because I'm about to talk about Green Bay. Vic Fangio. The thing about Vic Fangio is that I did a little homework on him. He's been in the league 13 years. He's been a coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, 8 out of the 13. No, I'm sorry, 10 out of 13 years. Out of those 13 years, he's had top five offenses, eight out of the 13 years. Out of the 13 years, he's allowed the fewest points, 7 years. All I'm saying is this man knows how to get the best out of his talent. The Eagles went out, drafted Cooper. We got to see how healthy he is. He missed a lot of preseason. He said he's ready to go, but we'll see. Quentin, right? We got Q, Slay, Ringo. Isaiah Rodgers is out, so is Devin White. We're going to see how they make the adjustments there. The thing I'm trying to say is that when you look at the Eagles, what was the problem last year on defense? We already talked about it. I ain't got to repeat it. It was no creativity. But you also were old. You had Shaq Leonard coming off of back fusion surgery. You had Nicholas Morrow, whatever the hell his name is. He couldn't play in coverage. He was basically a run stopping linebacker. And then they had a bunch of guys. That's what happened. And what teams did, they isolated defensive line, max protect. They max protect, and they picked apart the secondary. Come on, y'all. It's easy. It's easy to see. It's easy stuff. Pick it up right away. That's why they fell apart. That's why they couldn't get no pressure on the quarterback at the end of the game. I mean, during the games. Why do you think they couldn't get no pressure? Teams were max protect. They were beating our four with two-man routes. What what does that tell you? If I could beat you with a 2 or 3 man route and just keep our line in here, it's a wrap. There's nothing you can do. So what the Eagles did, they got smart. They went and got Jeremiah Carter's son. I think White can play. Like you said, he was hurt. He didn't make the trip because of his ankle. I think the boy Zach Brown can play. And I think Kobe Dean can play until he got hurt last year. People were hating on Kobe, and I'm like, yo, wait a minute. The first 5 games, Kobe was okay until he hurt his foot. And he's having a great camp this year. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. I think the Eagles are younger in the back. I think the Eagles are younger now, and they're younger and faster and more athletic. And that matters when you play in defense. If anybody want to argue that, please tell. Hey, look, you can jump in here anytime you want. We can argue that. When you old and predictable, at least if I have an older team, I gotta scheme this shit up. They didn't scheme it up. They just lined up and they just got their ass beat. It's just that simple. Now you got a coach who can scheme all that, who can scheme these young bulls in. Are they gonna make some mistakes? Probably. Is they're young. They just getting started. It's their first matchup tonight. Jitters and all that shit play a part. Red comes in and says he believes the front seven gonna be a beast. I do too. I, I do. I think so as well. I think the secondary is going to be a lot better because they're younger and more athletic, and they have a coach who can put them in spots to be productive, and that's what matters. If you got a coach who can hide, get your deficiencies, that's how you win. That's why the NFL is the ultimate team game. This is why we all love it. This is why we all got our Eagle shit on. This is why y'all got your team stuff on. Whatever. This is why I do this because I like talking about sports, whatever. Getting ready for the Sixers, by the way, Paul George. We're gonna talk about that basketball season, but hell of a pickup. The thing that people need to understand is that from year to year, every team is different. Did the Eagles have a meltdown last year? Yes, but they made the necessary changes to get back in it. Shout out to Howie Rosen for putting together a goddamn juggernaut. He got Saquon out there. He stole the Jets. Talking all crazy and getting throat dry. He took Huff from the Jets. If I'm the Jets, you gotta feel dumb. And this is why. You traded for Hassan Reddick. Okay. All right. But you already had a young guy that's making half of what Hassan Reddick want. That was dumb. Why would you do that? Why would you willing to give Hassan Reddick over 100 something million? Because that's what you had to give him. That's why he's still holding out. We're gonna talk about that too when I get to the games. That's why he's still holding out because he wants 100 million. He wants guaranteed money. They probably offer him a 3 year deal. He probably won four. Howie dodged a huge bullet there. Not only did Howie dodge a bullet, but he got younger and he had a guy that's on the upside. Think about that move. He got rid of an older defensive player. Shout out to Hassan Reddick, man, because without him knocking out Purdy, we don't get to things don't happen the way it did. So I have nothing against Hassan Reddick trying to get his money. That's his business. He's a grown man. He deserves it, in my opinion. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league. But the Eagles dodged a huge bullet by trading him, saving money, and getting younger. Will Huff be as productive? Probably not, right? But can he be productive? Yes. Can the defense have to account for him? Yes. This man had 10 sacks. He's 24 years old. He's in a new defense. All I'm saying is, watch how this shit play out. I think the Eagles gonna be just fine. I do. I think the Eagles gonna be just fine on both sides of the ball. You got Jalen Carter back. Davis is in the best shape of his life. You still got Sweat back. Nolan Smith has something to prove. He got bigger and stronger. I just think we just need to wait and see. I know everybody has a little, their judgments and all that stuff. You can't base last year on this year because everything is different. When you hire a new coach, you might as well see the team is new. The only thing really changed was the head coach. I mean, stay the same was the head coach. Do we have some of the same players? Yeah, of course. But you brought in new players, new coaches. It's a fresh start down there. And the way these players been talking, which we all know they all talk hype during the preseason and all that, trying to get themselves pumped up, trying to get us pumped up to watch and all that to support them. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. But we have to be optimistic until we see it. I hear the negativity. Oh man, the secondary, all the defense and this and the defense and that. I got people I know that's real close. That's my homies. Oh, I don't like Ringo. Why? Well, he didn't look good. Last time I checked, he had to play when he wasn't ready. I'm just saying he played the last 4 games on an island. He wasn't ready. He had to be plugged in there to play. Now he has a whole offseason, NFL offseason, with a seasoned defensive coordinator. Let's see what he looks like. Let's see. Yeah, y'all know how it works. Players don't stay the same year to year. Either you get worse, you may stay the same, or you get better. Let's hope these guys got better. You can't tell me with CJ back there, they're not better. You can't tell me with a healthy Slade, they're not better. You can't tell me they're not. You can't tell me a linebacker they're not better because they're younger, more athletic. They're better. The front is without Hassan Reddick, we have to see that. I'm not gonna say they're gonna be better, but I believe they'll be more consistent and they'll be able to last over the long haul. And that's what you want. I think towards the end the line just wore down, Hassan Reddick included. If you watch some of the games at the end of the season, they were running to Hassan Reddick's side, knocking him off the ball. Like I said, I ain't got nothing against Hassan Reddick. He's a great player, but I'm gonna call it like I see the shit. It is what it is. I'm just call it like I see it. I saw a pass rushing guy he was getting blown off the football. Maybe he was checked out. I don't know. Who knows? But Howie was smart to get out of that, avoid that headache, keep the team morale good, get younger players in here who want to be here, who want to play, who want to make a name for themselves. And that's another thing y'all need to understand. When you get younger players, they want to make names for themselves. They want them contracts. They want that money. So we're going to see. But I think the Eagles are going to be just fine. I think they win tonight. Green Bay is tough. They got a good team, but they're also young. They got young wide receivers and all that. Jordan Love went on a crazy streak last year at the end of the year. I'm not taking nothing from them. I just don't think they're ready for this. I don't think they're ready for prime time. I don't think they're ready. I think the Eagles will come out there and the Eagles gonna punch him in their damn mouth. People keep forgetting last year the Eagles won 10 games on bullshit. They didn't even have good coaching and they was winning 10 games. Imagine with a team that added a generational talent at running back. That was already good. Like I said, Swift was already good. But you went from good to great if Saquon could stay healthy. Saquon is a great running back. He was on the Giants with no wide receiver, Daniel Jones' ass, and the worst offensive line in football, and he still managed 900 yards. No, I'm sorry, over 13, no, over 1,400 yards total offense. I think like 8 touchdowns on a bum ass team. Imagine what he could do when he got space and opportunity. So all I'm saying, a healthy Saquon Barkley on a great football team running behind a great line, goddamn. And not to mention the RPOs that him and Jalen are going to do. I don't know if y'all been watching, but Jalen's healthy now. He got that burst back. All I'm saying is people keep talking this shit about the Eagles and what happened last year. This is a totally different team. Mindset wise, from a coaching standpoint, they changed everything. Will it pay off? We have to see. On paper, the shit looks amazing, but we'll see because you got to play. You already know you got to play. So we'll see. But my prediction for that game before I move on to these damn teams, I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. Before I move on to these damn teams, my prediction is the Eagles 30, Green Bay 21. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, moving on. Games just coming up this week. You got the Patriots and the Patriots. Lord have mercy. You got the Panthers and the Saints. The Panthers are the worst team in football. Um, I believe the Saints. The Saints are a pretty good team, but do y'all believe in Derek Carr? Uh, I watched Derek Carr last year. I think he's missed in Oakland. I think Devontae Smith misses him, but when you really look at the Saints, they have a good defense. We all know that. They got Kamara. They got Olave. They have a pretty good team, but the NFL was based on your quarterback, and I don't think Derek Carr is a guy you can win with. I'm just saying. He was there with all that talent last year, and they still didn't win. So we'll see. But I've got them winning against the Panthers week 1. I don't know if Bryce Young is ready yet. We'll see. He looked like a deer in the headlights last year. He was running for his life. Hopefully, he got bigger and stronger because it was throwing his ass around. So we'll see what happens, though. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Bryce Young. But I believe the Saints win the first game of the season against the Panthers. I got them. I got the Panthers 13, and I got the Saints 35. So we'll see. Like I said, if anybody disagrees with me, please put it in the comments, please. This is just my personal opinion. What I'm thinking. So the next game, Giants and Vikings. The Giants are trash. The Giants are trash, and they have a crazy ass organization, and I do not understand how you can have a generational talent like a Saquon Barkley, but you pay Daniel Jones for half the season. That it blows my mind. And then you don't want to pay Saquon. Not only don't you pay him, you let him go to the Eagles. No, you think I'm upset about that? Hell no. Y'all see my t-shirt? I got an Eagles t-shirt on. It is what it is. That boosts my shit. I'm like, damn, we got Saquon Barkley. A healthy Saquon Barkley can win a game for you. Period. Any game. He can take over any damn game. Anybody disagree with me? Please tell me. Because goddamn, I've seen him beat the Eagles with nothing. Okay, with nothing. By himself damn near. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna pick the Vikings to win. Now, they got Sam Darnold at quarterback for the Vikings because the young boy JJ McCarthy got hurt in the preseason. That sucks. You hate to see young guys get hurt. Um, yeah, that really sucks. Because I wanted to see him grow with JJ. I felt like he's a young guy and you have a talent like JJ out there. make your whole life, make your life a little easier. But we'll see. The Vikings are a pretty good team. They had they got pretty good defense. They already got JJ. But how far can they go with Sam Darnold? I'm just saying, it's Sam Darnold. I think they're better than the Giants, though. So I got the Vikings beating the Giants. I don't think it's going to be close. I think the Giants got the wide receiver, the boy Neighbors. He's tough, but once you double team him, who else? Can y'all name somebody on the Giants besides the defense? I don't know nobody on the damn Giants that I'm worried about besides the wide receiver. So this is another one I believe, but I think it's going to be a close game because it's in New York. It's outside. New York does have a good defense. When I say the Giants are trash, I mean offensively and from the front office. They have a good defense though. So I believe the defense keeps them in the game. I think it's gonna be a close one, but I got the Vikings winning probably like 21-13, something like that. Yeah, I got the Vikings winning 21-13. Reds got the Vikings too. And shout out to everybody that's here watching. Um, I see you guys in here. I can see how many people watching. It's a blessing. Thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. I'm back. I will be doing this every week. I did it on a Friday because the Eagles played on a Friday, but I will be dropping shows every Saturday. So I'll be dropping lives every Saturday. I may throw some videos in there during the week if I have time, but I will be live every Saturday, probably around the same time to talk what's going on before Sunday's game, talk about Thursday's game, of course. I'll recap Thursday's game and I'll get you guys ready for Sunday's upcoming, Sunday and Monday's games. I'm looking forward to talking to y'all all year. It's going to be fun. This is what I do. I like doing it. I've been invited to WIP a couple times when I first started. That was a blessing. That was a learning experience, like a mug talking to the city of Philadelphia. That was crazy. But I'm here now. I'm starting fresh. Looking forward to it. I am excited, and let's move forward. All right. So let me see. We got the Patriots and the Bengals. Jamar Chase said he may play. He's on a limited snap count. Um, the Patriots are rebuilding. That's why they have Jacoby Brisket at quarterback. Or no, Brissett. I'm sorry, Brissett. Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Um, they were building the Patriots. So I got the Bengals winning this game. Red similar to that, like when you used to talk about the games after the game. All right, Red. I will see. Can I do that? I will see. Can I do that? My schedule, I don't think it allows me to do that, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe I could drop a video and for y'all just to see and give you my thoughts. I don't think I can do it live, but I probably can drop a video because that's late. That's gonna be late. So we'll see how that goes. I will be live on Saturdays, but we'll see what I can do after the games on Sunday. I'll let you guys know how if I can do that or not. I got the Bengals winning this game because I just think, like I said, I don't think the Patriots have enough. They're rebuilding. Their offense is not that good right now. Reds comes in with the Bengals. I have the Bengals as well. I have the Bengals winning probably like 24-13 around there, maybe 27-13. I don't think the Patriots going to put up enough offense against the Bengals. Even without Jamar Chase, the Bengals are extremely talented. The one thing I will say, the Bengals are missing Joe Mixon. So will he be able to run the ball? That's going to be something I look for as I watch this week and make my comments as because week to week the dialogue changes based on what the hell's happening. So we'll see. So we'll see what happens. But I got the Bengals winning 27-13. Now you got the Steelers and the Falcons. Ugh. Now this is a little tough one here because I think the Falcons are an upcoming NFC team. Depends how healthy Kirk Cousins really is, but they got all the talent in the world over there. Drake London, Pitts, Bijan. They got the backup running back over there. I can't remember his name at the moment. Dang, what the hell's his name? Oh, Algier. They got Algier over there. They have a squad. Um, and they're young. They just signed Simmons. They had a defense. They're going to be a problem. And Kirk Cousins is a good regular season quarterback. As long as he can stay healthy, then I think they got Bo Nix ready to no, not Bo Nix. I'm wrong. Hold on. Not Bo Nix is the backup. Not Bo Nix. I'm sorry. Not Bo Nix. That's my bad. That is my bad. Not Bo Nix. Give me 1 second. Boom. Here we go. What's the young boy name? Ah, Michael, the boy, Michael Penix. He good. He looked good in the preseason. He looked good in the preseason. But you got Kirk Cousins starting. And long as Kirk Cousins can stay healthy, that'll be somebody from the young boy to learn from. Kirk Cousins is a pretty good regular season quarterback. He hasn't got it done in the playoffs, but he still managed to get paid. I don't know how he does it, but to me, he's like a better Sam Bradford. That's probably an insult to Kirk Cousins, but that's how I feel. Like he just barely keeps winning, but he keeps getting paid. Remember, Sam just kept getting paid. Everybody thought Sam Bradford was good because he had winning the play, he had winning the regular season, and they kept giving him big contracts. It's like, God damn, he's not good. He's okay, but that's why I got Kirk Cousins in that same. He's not good, but he's okay. He's good enough to get you the wins in the regular season, but when the playoffs get here, he falls apart. So we'll see. But I do have the Falcons. Do I have the Falcons beating the Steelers? See that the thing about this game is the Steelers quarterback situation. Russell Wilson and Fields. To me, if Russell can't play, I think the Steelers lose. And this is why I think the Steelers lose. Justin Fields is a talented quarterback, but he also makes the dumb bonehead interception or fumbles trying to do too much. The Steelers are a team that is built for Russell Wilson, in my opinion, that doesn't take a lot of chances, doesn't turn the ball over, and has the defense win. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, I could be wrong. I have a hard time picking this game, but since it's in Atlanta, I'm going to give the Falcons a slight edge over the Steelers because of the Steelers' offensive line and quarterback situation. So I'm going to take the Falcons over the Steelers, 27-24. Red said he got the Steelers. I don't know why you got the Steelers. I know the defense is lights out, but you got to go to that turf inside the dome. I don't know. I mean, the defense can win games by themselves, but I don't trust that quarterback situation. If I knew who was starting, then I think I would pick the Steelers. If Russell was starting, I would pick the Steelers, but he's been limited, so they don't know if he's going to start or not. But I will say this: if Russell starts, the Steelers win. If Russell does not start, the Steelers lose. I'm gonna keep it like that. I guess that's the best I could do. Um, the Texans and the Colts. That's next. I'm picking the Texans. It's hard to pick against the Texans when they just added Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs. They already had a good damn defense. They got D'Amico Ryan's a quarterback, and C.J. Stroud is a goddamn problem. You got Dell, you got Collins, you got Schultz at tight end. Goddamn, like that team in the AFC is loaded. It can CJ follow up what he did last year? Ooh boy. Um, the jury is still out on Anthony Richardson for the Colts. He wasn't a good passer last year before he got hurt. I don't think the Colts have enough offense to deal with the Texans. So I'm going to make this real quick. I'm going to pick the Texans probably 31-17 for real. I just think the Texans are nasty. And until I see Richardson actually sit back, read the defense, and complete some passes, I got to go with the Texans because the Texans are they're a complete football team. They're just nasty. I mean, who that roster is crazy. Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, Dell, Collins, Schultz at tight end, a good offensive line, a good defense. CJ, man, if CJ takes a step forward this year, oh boy, they're gonna give Kansas City and everybody else a whole lot to talk about. So we'll see. But young team too. You know how young teams are with a lot of talent. Some of them ain't got no respect. They don't care if they're supposed to be here or not. We're gonna put our black sneaks on and we're gonna beat your ass. They don't care. But I think the Texans have that attitude, especially with D'Amico Ryans as their quarterback. So we'll see. Cardinals Bills. Now this one I wanted to get into a little bit because Marvin Harrison Jr. is a dog. He is a beast. And I think the Cardinals are underrated. The thing that makes me wonder, are the Bills going to be any good? One, the Bills never had a run game besides Josh Allen. And the only receiver they really had was Diggs. Diggs is all pro, probably a Hall of Fame wide receiver. I don't know if y'all disagree with that, but I think he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. All he does is put up numbers. Shoot, he put up 100 yards, had 100 catches last year on a down year. But the Bills can never run the ball. They got the tight end Kincaid, but it's like you really asking Josh Allen to be Superman. He has really, I don't, he has nobody to throw to. I mean, I look at the depth chart, the Bills wide receiver depth chart. I mean, serious. I mean, check. I mean, look at this for a second. Bills. I mean, seriously. I mean, let's look at this. So they got Keenan Coleman, Curtis Samuel, and Khalil Shakar, Matt Hollins, Marcus Valdez Scantling. Like, how the hell you supposed to be scared of that? Uh, Josh Allen is in for an ass whooping. I don't think he understands because before he was doing too much and he had Diggs with no run game. He has no name wide. He has a no name wide receiver group with no run game. They got James Cook and Ray Davis as their running backs. Who the hell is Ray Davis? We know James Cook, but is James Cook a number one? They backup quarterback is Biscuits, Mitchell Trubisky. I think Buffalo's in trouble. That's just my personal opinion. I think they're in trouble. I'm going to pick the Cardinals to beat the Bills in Buffalo. That's what I'm going to do. Red says the Bills going to run the ball. And I say to you, Reds, with who? Seriously, who the hell do they have? I just gave you the running backs James Cook and Ray Davis. The Cardinals have James Conner. They running out Marvin Harrison. They have Kyler Murray, a healthy Kyler Murray. I mean, seriously, I just don't think Buffalo has enough. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm pulling up the Cardinals depth chart right now. I'm I just can't see it. Like let me look at it right now. Here we go. All right, so look, Kyler Murray, James Conner, Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, the Bull Doctors at tight end. I'm sorry, Doctors at the third. The Bull Trey McBride at tight end. They are low. They have a good offense, and they got a pretty good defense. They got Bubba Baker at safety. I mean, you know these guys. Like these guys can play football. The Cardinals have a pretty good team. Red said it's the first game. Yeah, I know it's the first game. It's the first game, and he ain't got nobody out there but him. Josh, I'm speaking of Josh Allen. I think the Cardinals beat the Bills in the upset. I don't even think it's an upset for real. For real. When you look at it on paper, like who the hell the Bills have? Seriously, I mean, they can come out there and show me something. But also keep in mind they got McDermott as a head coach. He's a defensive head coach. So no, I do not have the Bills beating the Cardinals. I got the Cardinals going into Buffalo because it ain't cold yet. Because it ain't cold yet. It's still like this out here. It ain't cold yet. So I got the Cardinals going into Buffalo and beating Buffalo 27-20. I don't even think Buffalo scored 20. But hey, look, I'm being nice today because it's the first show. As this thing keep going, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get in my bag a little bit. But moving on. Texans and Bears. Gotta take the Bears. Here's why I'm picking the Bears. The Bears are another team that's stacked. Keenan Williams, DJ Moore, Swift, Kerman at tight end. They real high on Caleb Williams, so they're going to see. The thing is, can Caleb Williams be um productive? That's where we at. He looked good in the preseason, but we all know vanilla defense and all that BS. We'll see when the bullets really start flying. Can he be productive? But he has everything he needs. Chicago has a good defense. They got all the wide receiver talent. Like I said, they got Swift, who's to me is a talented running back as anybody. And I don't trust the Titans. I mean, Will Levis is there. All right. I mean, they don't have Henry, and they're going into Chicago. Caleb Williams home opener. I don't see the Titans winning that game. I got the Bears beating them like 30 to 13. Hopkins is hurt. He's not playing the first game. I don't think. Nope. Nope. He's not playing the first game. And they have Tony Pollard and the Bull Spears at running back. I don't think they have enough. And the Bears have defense, and it's in Chicago. So I got the Bears winning like 30 to 13 this game. I just don't think the Titans have enough. I don't think they're talented enough, and I don't think they definitely have enough on offense. So, and I don't think they have. They got a pretty good defense, but I don't think it's enough to beat the Titans. Red said he's going. He got the Bears. Yeah, I got the Bears 30 to 13, man. I could have gave him 20. You know what? I'm gonna be 20. 30 to 20. 30 to 20. 30 to 20. Okay. All right. So moving on. Jacksonville and the Dolphins. Now I want to start off by saying this. Why the hell is Trevor Lawrence one of the highest paid quarterbacks in NFL right now? What the hell has he done? Seriously, like what are you looking at over there? Trevor Lawrence he's another Justin Herbert to me. He looks good. He has all the tools, but it's like, what the hell has he done? The Jags have a pretty good team. They got running back, they got a good defense, but when you watch Trevor Lawrence play quarterback, what has he done to earn that type of money? No, I don't hate nobody money. Everybody get their bag. Hey, if the NFL team is going, if the NFL team call anybody on this thing watch right now, oh, we're gonna give you 100 million to get out there. God damn it, helmet on. I'm gonna die. Let's go. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna die on this field with this 100 million, guaranteed. You definitely gonna suit up. So I'm not knocking him. I'm not saying that he's a terrible quarterback. I just don't think. I think they should have waited one more year to pay him. That's all I'm saying. He didn't. To me, he doesn't have enough on tape yet to be considered in the top 10 quarterbacks. Jesus Christ. But whatever. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. Got tongue tied. I'm looking at these comments here. Somebody trolling with Corinthians in a football chat. So it's like, okay, let me get that person up out of here. All right. So it's like what are we doing here? What the Jags doing? But hey, you got to pay your quarterback at some point. I just thought they should have waited another year. But he can fool me. He can come out and have a good year. We'll see. I mean, he got Riley paid by the Texans. They gave him 100 million to play wide receiver. So we'll see. I don't think I'm sorry, Riley Ridley. I don't think Ridley good. I don't think Ridley's $100 million wide receiver. What do I know? I'm sitting here in the garage. You're talking sports. I don't know nothing apparently. So we'll see. um, but I got the Dolphins winning. I think the Dolphins are a Super Bowl team. The problem with the Dolphins is that they need home field advantage. I don't know who on here would disagree with that. The Dolphins can't play in weather. So if they was to ever get home field advantage, I believe they would go to the Super Bowl. I believe they are that talented, especially when you have an Odell Beckham as your third wide receiver on a team that was already loaded on offense. I think their head coach is one of the greatest offensive minds out there right now. Their defense was pretty good under Vic Fangio until they all got hurt last year. And they were in the mix. At one point, the Dolphins were almost about to have home field. You know what I mean? I mean, they were about to have home field till they fell apart from injuries. I like the Dolphins, man. I got them beating the Jaguars too. I think the Jags will play tough because, like I said, the Jags aren't bums. I'm not saying the Jags are bums or anything like that. I just don't think Trevor Lawrence earned that big contract. I thought you should have saw one more year of him. But with that being said, you pay your quarterback and you move on. So I got the Dolphins winning this one. I think it's gonna be a close game now. I've got the Dolphins winning probably like 34-28. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. Like I said, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is a bum. I want to be very clear on here. I don't think he's a bum. I just don't think he's he shouldn't be getting money like Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts or Mahomes. He shouldn't have that. He shouldn't be having that. And that was my issue. That's my issue with him. So I can't see why they would give him that at least this year. I think they should have waited. I think they should have waited. I think they should wait. I think they should have waited. So we'll see. But I got the Dolphins winning 34-28. All right. So they're in Miami. That offense is just nasty. Everybody know what the cheetah is. Lord have mercy. I mean, and they healthy, all of them. So they're gonna come out and they're gonna put up numbers. That offense was insane last year with the boy Arcane at running back. Jesus Christ. So we'll see. Moving on. Raiders versus Chargers. Now this game here has the debut of Jim Harbaugh and Antonio. Well, Antonio Pierce was the fill-in. This is his first full season as the Raiders head coach. So he's debuting. Sunday against the Raiders. My thing with the Raiders is why didn't they address the quarterback situation? You got Aiden O'Connell. He's young. I don't really know too much about him, so I'm not going to knock him until I see him really have a full season. I mean, he's had a full off season. He's been able to, you know, try to get a repertoire with Adams. Because I thought the Raiders have a pretty good team. Now they did lose Josh Jacobs, which is a big deal. I'm going to talk about Green Bay. I didn't forget about you, Green Bay. I didn't forget about y'all. Don't y'all worry. I'm about to finish this up, and I didn't forget about y'all. But I don't have no faith in the Raiders. Now, Jim Harbaugh has been known to turn teams around. Maybe he could turn Justin Herbert into that quarterback we were talking about. He's had flashes, but what has he really? I mean, what has Herbert really done? Like I said, he has had all the time in the world, the Mike Williams of the world, the Austin Eckler's of the world, things like that. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what Harbaugh does. Harbaugh is a good coach. He's a really good coach. Um, I don't have anything bad to say about him. He had that scandal at Michigan. He says he ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not gonna sit and argue. I don't have no inside scoops on what's happening. So I'm gonna just keep it as it is. I'm gonna wait for his debut with the Chargers. I think he'll turn that franchise around like he always does, and he'll keep it moving. What are you talking about the Ravens, man? Raiders, dude. Raiders versus Chargers. The Ravens played last night. What you doing? You can't be on here talking about teams that already played, man. Come on now. You know your sports. Don't do that. But I don't. This game is a toss up because both teams are in that limbo area with me, meaning that Aiden O'Connell is the unknown, and then the Chargers changed their whole offense. They don't have Mike Williams, they don't have Keenan Allen, they don't have Austin Eckler. They're out there brand new as well. But if I had to choose, this is tough right here because both teams is really starting over. Both teams is really starting over, so it's really hard to get an idea, especially when you haven't seen either one of them play yet, who's going to do what. So I've seen Jim Harbaugh, excuse me, I've seen Jim Harbaugh coach, and he's been a pretty good coach. So I'm going to give the Chargers a slight edge because they're at home. Aiden O'Connell is young, and Harbaugh has experience over Antonio Pierce. So I'm going to pick the Chargers to win a tight game. Um, Probably like a 20-24. I'm going to pick the Chargers to win 20-24, only because Jim Harbaugh has an experience as the head coach. So I'm going to give the Chargers the slight edge because both teams are really kind of starting over. when you really think about it. So we'll see. But I'm going to pick, yeah, I'm going to pick the Chargers 24-20 over the Raiders. Okay. Moving on. Cowboys Browns. Man, in the dog pound. Now, I'm going to make this very clear. Dak Prescott is unhappy. CeeDee Lamb just got back in camp. Zeke Elliott years as being dominant running back are over. The new guy, what's his name? I think his name Whittle or Waddle. I gotta look him up. I'll look him up real quick. Against the Browns defense and Deshaun Watson. Now they don't have Chubb, but if anybody watched the Browns last year, they were still cooking. They still got Amari Cooper. They still got Njoku. I mean Nduke. They tough. I don't see the Cowboys going into the Browns with all those issues and distractions the Cowboys have had during the offseason and win against that Browns defense in Cleveland. The Cowboys have been the most delusional franchise in the history of delusional. They have not won in 29 years because of their owner, Jerry Jones. Much to my delight, I don't want them to win nothing. I'm an Eagle fan. Yeah, see it in the background. I don't. I'm an Eagle fan. I could care less if the Cowboys ever win again. That is the honest to God truth. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I'm not gonna get on here and be politically correct. I do not like the Cowboys. I don't like nothing about them. I hate talking about them. But what I do and what I'm trying to do, I have to talk about them. But I'm gonna be realistic. Jerry Jones keeps that team from winning. He said, and I quote, that he's a great GM. Ask yourself this question, y'all. How can you be a great GM when your team hasn't won in 29 years? And you've been the only GM. Now, granted, if the Cowboys had different GMs, had ever, had different GMs, I would say, okay, well, maybe they got a different GM. No, they had the same GM, Jerry Jones. And as long as Jerry Jones is calling the shots, signing the players, the Cowboys will never win. Mark my words. I'm with Stephen A. Smith on this one. I know Stephen A. be yelling and going crazy, but he know what he's talking about. When it comes to, he knows what he's talking about, period. But with the Cowboys, he knows exactly what he's talking about. Even when they were good and they had that great offense, great defense, they just still stink. At the end, they still just can't win. They can't stop the run. They're one dimensional because they can't run the football, y'all. Red, I don't know what the hell you thinking picking the Cowgirls. No offensive line, no run game, and can't stop the run. And you going into a stadium and play against a team that does exactly what you can't do. Reds, get it together. That's a ridiculous pick. Come on now. The Browns will beat the Cowboys because they're not home. They're in Cleveland. And they can't stop the run. And they're one dimensional. And their O line is rebuilt. They lost two, one Hall of Famer to the Jets, and then the guard to somebody else. So they got a makeshift offensive line against the Browns defensive line. The Browns defense period is nasty. When Deshaun Watson got hurt and they had that backup quarterback out there and they were barely and they were in the games, who was in the game? The Browns beat the 49ers with just defense. Come on, man. Some of this stuff is not hard to pick. Some of it's not hard to pick. For real. Seriously. It's not hard to pick. So I'm going to pick the Browns to beat the Cowboys. And I think it's close. I think the Cowboys have some. I think it's close because the Cowboys have some offense. I'm picking the Cowboys to win. I'm sorry, the Browns to win Let me see what I got. 24-17 Cleveland. Maybe, you know what? No, 27-17. Because when you add all these issues on top of whatever is going on with the Cowboys, what they already could not do. Just watch the Cowboys last year. Green Bay went into their own stadium and beat the shit out of them because they couldn't stop the run. If you cannot stop the run in football, no matter how they try to dress it up, oh, we want more passes and all this BS. Let me tell you something. If you got a physical team who can run and stop the run, you will be in every game. That is guaranteed. Check the stats. I'm not bullshitting. Seriously. And that is what the Browns have. That's why when Deshaun Watson got hurt, they were still in every game because they could stop the run and they could run the football. They kept games close. They just had a young quarterback who couldn't get it done. But Deshaun Watson's back. This is a make or break year for him. Red said he'll never, ever, ever go pick the Browns. I have no idea why would you pick the Cowboys. I would never, ever, ever pick the. I mean, well, I may have to because what I do, but I don't want to pick the Cowboys at all. So the point I'm trying to make is that the Cowboys on the road were terrible. They were doing all that damage at home when they got a lead and all that. They intercepting everybody and all that. They going into the Cleveland Brown Stadium with a physical football team. They don't have Chubb, but the backup was nasty too. They don't have Chubb, but they still gonna come down and they're gonna punch the Cowboys in their face. And I don't think the Cowboys, with all the issues on top of them, what they already had, contract problems, quarterback not secure. Micah Parsons, he wants a new contract as well. You really think them guys are going to play your heart out when they know the owner still gives you a hard way to go with a contract? CeeDee Lamb had 135 catches last year, people, and still had to hold out for a contract. Let me rewind y'all and give y'all some history on what I've been following for a long time. I'm a long time NFL fan. Emmitt Smith led the league in rushing, was a free agent. This is all under Jerry Jones. Y'all follow me. This is all under Jerry Jones. He was a free agent. I mean, I'm sorry. No, he was under contract. He led the league in rushing. Jerry Jones went 2 games into the season after the Cowboys lost 2 games, and Jimmy Johnson went onto the podium and had a hissy fit because he needed his running back that was holding out, who led the league in rushing. But the GM wanted to make a point by not paying Emmitt Smith. Now, like I said before, I don't have no love for the Cowboys, but goddamn, Emmitt Smith was a great running back. Led the league in rushing, and Jerry Jones made him wait. Fast forward to now with CeeDee Lamb, 135 catches. He is your offense, and you made this man hold out all camp. He's playing on a week of practice after holding out all year. These things matter when you play football. Y'all know it and I know it. So with all the issues the Cowboys have, with all the issues they had last year, can't win on the road because they did all the damage at home, and the Eagles belted, and that's why they got the division. Cowboys lose to the Browns. That's all I got to say about that. 27-17 Cleveland. Moving on. Broncos, Seahawks. Okay. Um, they both starting over basically. I like the Seahawks. I don't know too much about the Broncos quarterback situation. I know they got a young guy starting, but I feel like when you got to play, you know, in Seattle, and you knew, see, this is another one. See, this is another one though. You know why this game is hard to pick? This is another one. These are two unknowns, and when I say unknowns, you took Russell out, and you got a young quarterback there. But I'm gonna give it to the Seahawks because they got the bull Geno Smith. So I think the Seahawks win this game just because the Seahawks are a more seasoned team and the Broncos are rebuilding Annie in Seattle. So I'm gonna pick Seattle to win this game because the Broncos are basically really starting over from scratch. with a new quarterback, a new system. Well, not new system. He's got Sean Payton, but basically with a new quarterback. So until I see that quarterback play, I gotta go with what I know, and I know the Seahawks are pretty good. The Seahawks are pretty good, especially in Seattle with Geno Smith, Metcalf, them boys. Um, yeah, let me pick the Seahawks. I got the Seahawks winning that game. Let me see. I don't know. Like I said, I don't trust the Broncos at all, so I'm gonna go to Seahawks. I'm gonna go to Seahawks with a blowout. 24-10 Seahawks. All right, moving on. We got 3 games left. Moving on, the Buccaneers and the Commanders. This is gonna be a good game because I think a lot of people underestimate the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders have a good team. They are a quarterback away from giving people a headache, and I don't trust Baker Mayfield. I think he got paid. He deserved to get paid for what he did and how he got that team to the playoffs and everything. But he's always been sporadic at best. Let's see what he does when there's pressure. See, to me, Baker Mayfield plays his best football when there's no pressure. Now you got the big contract that city's expecting you to produce. We'll see. With that being said, I cannot pick a young commander team to go into Tampa Bay and beat them because Tampa Bay is a playoff team. Commanders are rebuilding. So I'm going to pick the Buccaneers to win a close one. Um, Probably, yeah, I'm going to pick the Buccaneers to win a close one. I'm going to say 21-17 Bucks. 21-17 Buccaneers. And the reason I'm picking the Bucks is because they are a playoff team from last year, and the Commanders have the young quarterback starting. Until you see these quarterbacks really play these young guys, you really can't pick them to really win over a team that's been together for the playoffs and they're opening at home. That's why I picked the Seahawks previously. In the other game against the Broncos because the Seahawks are a team that's been together. They're a team that's together. They've been together for I think the past 2-3 years. The Broncos are trying to start over and get themselves together, and they're in Seattle. The same goes for the Commanders. Yeah, they got Terry McLaurin, they got Brian Robinson. They got a pretty good squad. They got a pretty good defense. But when you're going into a house of a playoff team with a young team, I got to go with the team that wins in the playoff the year before. Plus, I think Baker Mayfield has something to prove. So I'm going to pick the Buccaneers to beat the Commanders. Um, yeah, 21-17. 21-17 Bucks. 21-17. Now we got the 2 heavyweight fights. The Rams and the Lions. Goddamn. Sunday night football. That's a good goddamn game. Reds picked the Commanders. I don't know this stuff Reds is talking about. Why would he pick the Commanders over the Bucks, who's a playoff team? It's beyond me, but that's his choice. Everybody has an opinion. We all can go against it. We all can go against each other. It's all love here on the channel. It's all love here on the channel. So, dang, I got the Lions winning this game, but it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. The Rams is every bit as nasty as the Lions. And that damn Puka Nakua. Ooh, man. Cup is healthy. The run game for the Rams is healthy. Matthew Stafford is a dog. We all know that. But then you go to the Lions, they got Jameer Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, Laporta. Dang. This will be a game. Ooh, boy. So they both got good defense, but I get the defense to the to the Lions. The Lions have a better defense than the Rams right now. And the Lions are at home. So I'm going to go with a close one, but I'm going to go with a shootout. I'm going to go with the Lions in a 37-34 game. I think it's going to be I think it can go either way, but the way these teams are set up, dang, that's going to be a good game, Sunday night game. Then you move on. Moving on. Jets 49ers. Now, I would have picked the 49ers to beat this game until they let Ayuk hold out all camp. And Trent Williams was out all camp. Now, granted, these guys are professionals, but when you sit out that long, you know, it takes time to get back in football shape. It's the first game of the season. You didn't have no reps, no practice. It takes time. With that being said, they're in San Francisco. Man, it's a tough one. Jets 49ers, y'all. Whoo. Aaron Rodgers healthy. Jets defense nasty with or without Hassan Reddick. Soft. Mm. But then the Niners got McCaffrey, Debo, Kittle. Jets got the bull Wilson. They got Brees Hall. Brees Hall. Damn, it's gonna be a game. They fixed the offensive line. Ooh boy. I'm gonna go with the upset with the Jets making a statement on the road and beat the Niners in a close one. 34-30. 34-30. And the reason I'm picking the Jets to win is because, like I was saying, Trent Williams and Ayuk didn't practice. Those who watch football know it takes at least 3 to 4 weeks to get in football shape. Not to mention that Trent Williams is the offensive lineman. He's a professional. He's a veteran. He's probably a Hall of Fame left tackle. Still got to get into football shape, and he's going against one of the best defenses out there. Now the Niners got one of the best defenses too, but Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and when he's healthy, he is a problem, and he has a run game, and he's focused. I believe. Now he does all his weird stuff and his retreats and all that weird stuff that he's. Aaron Rodgers he is what we call a diva quarterback. My God, Brock Purdy, when he has to go against some tough, when he went to the reason I'm picking the Jets because when he played against the Browns, I remember that game when Brock Purdy had to play against the Browns. When he had to play against a real defense, he struggled. Yes, he Rams picked the Jets too. I got I cannot not pick the Jets because I thought the Jets were a Super Bowl team until Aaron Rodgers got hurt. They're that good. I think the Niners are a Super Bowl team too. But I just think with them sitting out was a problem. I just think them sitting out, it's going to take them a couple weeks to get up to speed. Not to mention Brock Purdy has to get on the same page again with IU, or they might not. Chemistry might not be a problem, but I think conditioning will be an issue. First game of the season, you saw it in the game last night with the Chiefs and the Baltimore. They were gassed at the end of the game. They couldn't really make plays. They really turned it on because the defense started slowing down. If you notice, the offense just started picking up as the game went on because the defense started slowing down. You gas. You get gas, all this tackling and all this stuff. So I'm gonna go with the Jets because they've been practicing and they got it together. So like I said, I picked the Jets 34-30. Now that we're at the end of the show, I just want to say thank everybody for being on here. Not done yet. Um, I want to talk about the Packers real quick and what I think about them. Now, here's the thing. I don't have anything against the Packers at all. I don't have anything against the Packers. Okay? The Packers are tough. They got Romeo Dobbs, they got Watson, the tight end, Luke Musgrave. Their defense is nasty, especially with Xavier McKinney at safety now. Who I wanted the Eagles to get, but they got outbid for him. So when I look at the team like the Green Bay Packers, it hey, makes me wonder, hey, can they continue that success now that you have expectations. Red said Green Bay's wearing green tonight. Yeah, I thought you weren't allowed to either. That's news to me, Red. I didn't think they were wearing green. I thought he was wearing them damn yellow jerseys they had. Mm, damn. Oh no, the Eagles couldn't wear green because the Eagles were the home team, and the home team in that stadium wore green. So I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. If y'all know, let me know in the comments. But I think that's what it is. I think really that's what it is. I think that the Eagles couldn't wear green because the Eagles were the home team, and the home team there was already wearing or home team there wore green. So out of respect to the home team, the Eagles didn't wear their home green. That's what I believe is the case. I could be wrong, but I think that's what's happening. I think that's what happened. Now, moving on with the Green Bay Packers real quick. I think the Green Bay Packers are a good upcoming team, but how do they respond when the pressure's on? See, you can make all the noise you want when there's no pressure, but how do you respond when it's pressure? That's the case. This is what's going to happen now. Now the expectations is here. Now you got expectations. They're expected to be good. They're expected to compete. That's a totally different level of pressure. Now, Love has sat behind in the run for 2, 3 years, so maybe he's ready for the moment. He went into Dallas and beat up on them, and they were almost about to beat the San Francisco 49ers. So I take nothing away from that team. They got hot at the right time. They all came together. They were a couple plays away from going to the Super Bowl, that Green Bay team. I think they had nothing to lose. I think they are very talented and they are very dangerous, and the Eagles are in for a good fight tonight. So with that being said, I still think the Eagles win tonight, and I think it'll be a close one. But I got the Eagles winning tonight. Got the Eagles winning tonight. Probably, like I said, I think I said earlier, 30-24. And the reason I got the Eagles winning tonight is because the Eagles are coming back together, and they added veteran coaching where it was needed to make the proper adjustment. And has Love seen Vic Fangio's defense? Remember, this is Love's second year. He got hot at the right time and was doing the same. Christian Watson is great. Romeo Dobbs is great. Musgrave is tough. Then they added Josh Jacobs. So I'm not sleeping on Green Bay when I get on here and say we're going to beat them. I just believe the Eagles are on the mission. Green Bay is part of the mission, and they have to be removed from the mission. I believe the Eagles are out here to prove to everybody that what happened last year was a fluke, was one of those bad years because of coaching and things like that. And the team just stopped playing. And they were not talented enough to win. I don't think the Eagles were going anywhere last year, even when even when we had 10 wins. And here's why. When you watch the way the Eagles were winning last year, they weren't winning that dominant, decisive way they won the year before when they went to the Super Bowl with Jalen. And with little wins here, mistakes there. They were squeaking by good teams. They were just barely winning. But like I said, when it was time to make the adjustments, when it was time to really put the foot down and handle your business, the coaching staff couldn't get it out the players because the players knew they were at a disadvantage before they even stepped on the field. Remember what I said earlier in the show, if you're still here from the beginning, which you are, I appreciate you. 80% mental, 20% physical. As an NFL player, if I'm not mentally prepared to step in between the lines, the game is already over. That's how Brady beat you. That's how Jordan beat you. That's how a lot of guys beat you because this ain't right. Those guys are mentally strong and they knew they were at an advantage before they even stepped on the field based on what they had behind them. Not only am I great, but I got great coaching behind me. I got other great players with me. And when we all come together, it makes greatness. People say, "Oh, Brady won 6 rings." Yes, he did. But how did he do that? Great coaching. You think? Let me ask you this: you think Brady wins these 6 rings if he was playing for the New York Giants? The way the Giants organization is run. Seriously, You think Brady wins if he was let's say where else? If he was at the Cardinals, would that go? I'm saying destination and situations help you become great. When you're surrounded by other great players and other great coaches, you win. And that's why Kansas City wins. Patrick Mahomes already has 2 Super Bowls. That's bananas at a young age. That young already. And he not slowing down. Andy Reid said he's not retiring. You watch Andy Reid offense last night. Yo, they were the fuck open. They were open. And these guys aren't name brand wide receivers. Rice, Xavier. I mean, you got Travis Kelsey. He's a Hall of Famer. But name me a number one on that team. They got Juju Schuster, Juju out there. These guys are all role playing wide receivers that play a role that Andy Reid has plugged the system into with a great quarterback. Andy Reid runs the Kansas City Chiefs as if he wanted to run the Eagles. The only thing that makes the Eagles situation bad is when he was here is that I don't think he drafted enough speed. He drafted the Todd Pinktons, he got the Thrashes of the world. I don't think he drafted right. If he drafts Reggie Wayne instead of Reggie Mitchell, then we're talking. You know what I mean? There's little things like that that matter in picking these wide receivers and things. He just drafted wrong. But Andy Reid is smart. Say what you want about him. He's smart. He figured it out. He figured out what pieces he needed to fit his system, and he had a great quarterback. And Patrick Mahomes is a way better thrower, a much better thrower, and a more clutch than Donovan McNabb. Say what you want. He is. He is. Donovan McNabb was tough. He was tough. He was a great player. But everybody remember those passes that hit the ground, right? Yeah, I remember those passes. Hank Baskey going across the middle. Y'all like, man, he brought back Hank Baskey. Hank Baskey going across the middle. Donovan Nash throw it on the ground when Hank got to fall down. Would have been probably a touchdown if Donovan puts it on him. Donovan had great moments, but when it came down to being accurate, when you really needed it at the end of the game, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. The Super Bowl, probably Donovan. He had a great game. He had a great game, right? But at the same time, when he needed to be accurate, he just couldn't do it when he needed to take over. He could not do it. He played his heart out. But then there's rumors that he didn't even prepare right, that he was partying the night before. That already mentally he wasn't prepared like he should have to go against one of the best teams of the modern era, the New England Patriots. He could have beat them. They still being unprepared on TO on one leg still almost won that game. Ask yourself if Donovan really prepared for that game like he should have, would they won? Maybe. We never know. Because Brady wasn't making no, he was great, but he wasn't great Brady. He was on his way. He started making guys look really good, the Marcus Pattons of the world. Brady was out there cooking. So, but when you really look at it, you have to prepare for these moments. This is why I like Jalen Hurts. When you watched him in the Super Bowl, besides that fumble, he was locked in. He made all the throws. He was there. To me, if the penalty doesn't happen, I think Jalen Hurts takes that football and goes down and scores and beats the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. If that penalty doesn't happen, because that's how cool and calm and collective he was. He was locked in, ready to go. So we'll see what happens. We will see. We will see. I'm looking forward to the night. I'm going to let y'all get to it. Listen, I appreciate everybody that's here, and I see it's a lot of y'all on here watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell anybody about me. Share the channel because the more I grow, the more I can add, the more I can do certain things. I'm just happy everybody was here. It stayed the whole time. And just showed me love, man. There's nothing else I can really say. But I thank you guys so much for showing up on my first show, first week of the season. Fly Eagles fly. Big football fan. I'm here all year. Even when the Sixers start playing, I'm gonna be talking about the Sixers. and the Eagles. That's why I said I'm gonna do my shows on Saturday because I could just talk to y'all. I mean, we could do stuff. We could go back and forth and things like that. I don't have to feel rushed, especially with my crazy ass work schedule. This allows me to do something that I like, something I enjoy, which is talking sports to y'all, which is talking sports, period. And I hope what I said today, y'all received it. I hope y'all enjoyed the channel. I hope y'all had a good time. I hope y'all enjoyed what I said. I see everybody here. I didn't see nobody leave, which again, I appreciate y'all. I really do. And moving forward, we're gonna get this thing started. As the channel grows, I'll add and keep this thing moving. But we in for a long season. We just getting started. With that being said, everybody be safe. Have a good night. And go birds. Eagles. Eagles to the road to victory. Let's get this win tonight. Let's get this shit started right. Let's show everybody that last year was one of those things that just happened sometime. Super Bowl hangover. Real quick, Kansas City was able to overcome their hangover. Remember, I said they did the league in drops. Good coaching prevailed, though. That's why they won in the end. That's all I'm saying. All right. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy the game. Be safe. And I'll see y'all next weekend.